for hosting this rally. I want to thank you for being here for Nick Lamson. I could almost say I disagree with everything he says. I just agree with him and shut up, but I'm not going to. I'm glad to be back in Beaumont. I thank you for being so good to me over the years, so good to my wife over the years, so good to our family. I want you to know what I'm doing. When I leave you, I am flying home to New York because tomorrow, even though this is an important day, every day between now and elections, I'm taking tomorrow off to celebrate Hillary's birthday with her. So, I want to say, first,
we love you, Bill!
It's on, yeah, there you go. Now, if I were as paranoid as our Tea Party friends, I would say the Republicans are running the sound system. Look, it was a joy working with Nick Lamson. First of all, we got a lot in common. There's not much difference in our ages. Secondly, he's older than I am. I love that because hardly anybody is anymore, so it was nice. My father, a World War II veteran, was killed in a car wreck 3 months before I was born. I got those Social Security checks too. My widowed mother got those too. And we grew up in a time when we thought it was good to be conservative when it came to our money, but progressive when it came to wanting everybody to have the same chances. We became Democrats not because we believed in big deficits and not because we never met a spending program we didn't like, but because we realized that every child that dropped out of school and every kid that didn't get to go to college and every kid that had to quit and every person that was unemployed was a loss not only to their family but to our family too, that we had to grow together. We believe that you're all in this together is a whole lot better than you're on your own. We believe that a philosophy of shared responsibilities and shared prosperity and shared opportunities is a whole lot better than trickle down.
Yes,
sir. We believe that the polarization in Washington is caused by primarily the Tea Party crowd who believes in ideology instead of evidence. They got their mind made up before you put the evidence out. And we see every single day they also believe that they can disregard arithmetic in favor of illusion. I like Nick Lamson. He believes in arithmetic over illusion, evidence over ideology, shared prosperity and opportunity and responsibility over trickle down. And I know he believes we're all in this together. We can't afford in America to have a you're on your own philosophy. Now that's just it. I like him because he knows he's not right all the time.
What?
Unlike a lot of people do claim. And he knows that a broken watch is right twice a day. And the rest of us, we have to spend our whole lives in between those two extremes, knowing we're not going to be right all the time, hoping to goodness we'll be right more than twice a day. So when we work together, we're likely to get a better solution than when we just say it's my way or the highway. The problem with Washington is there's too much my way or the highway. There's too much trickle down and too little shared opportunity. There's too much ideology and too little evidence, and there's way too much illusion and too little arithmetic. And I get tickled when Nick's opponent and all his Tea Party crowd, what did he say? He said he wasn't knocking on doors in moderate households. Then they identify moderate households because they were not receptive to his message. They have a Tea Party guy running for the Senate in Indiana who said that his happiest moments were when he could impose his opinion on other people. He said Washington's biggest problem was that there wasn't enough partisanship up there. Well, I just don't agree with that.
Woo!
And, you know, they all say they're so upset about this debt. They forget that they quadrupled it in the 12 years before I got there. They doubled it in the 8 years after I left. And we're still paying for it to this day. They act like it was just something that poof appeared when Barack Obama became president. Now let me tell you, I hope I have a little credibility on this. Literally, since the end of World War II, we have had, well, in the last 51 years, we've had exactly 5 balanced budgets and surpluses. 5 in 51 years. 1 under President Johnson and 4 under me. Now, so I hope I have some credibility. Nick Lampson's right. He helped to give it to me. He went around and told our Democrats in the House who didn't want to restrain any spending, he said, look guys, if we balance this budget, the interest rates will go down and people will save money on their car loans, on their home loans, on their credit card loans, on their college loans. You will make more money with lower interest rates. We'll have more jobs. Incomes will go up. And it was the only time since 1980 when the bottom 20% and the second 20% of working people's income in percentage terms rose as much as the top 20%. We grew together, and that's what we want to do again. So, believe me, we need guys like Nick in Congress, because what happens is when one side starts saying it's my way or the highway, the other side kind of gets their back up. When you hear one side saying they want to privatize Social Security and voucherize Medicare, you get the other side pretending there's not any problem with health care costs. Neither is true. We need thinking and working together and listening and learning. We got a lot of challenges in America, but I know this. We're coming back. We are coming back. In the last 32 months, we've had 5.3 million private sector jobs. In 32 months, that's twice as many as we had in the 8 years before, not counting the financial crash. Not counting the financial crash. This year, the unemployment rate dropped 1.2% in 1 year. That's the biggest drop since my 3rd year as president, 1995, 17 years ago. We got 500,000 more manufacturing jobs. That's a big deal. You understand that here in Beaumont. We're on our way to becoming energy independent and exporting our energy. Exports are up 45%. We got 250,000 more people working, making cars in America, not overseas, because we are moving together. And every one of those numbers I told you is a result of a strong private sector and good government policy working together. Now, since I left office, I work all across America and all across the world. I work in some of the poorest places on earth. I've been to 110 countries or so since I left office. And here's something I know. There is not a single successful country on the planet that does not have both a strong private economy and an effective government working together to grow the economy and create opportunity for everyone. All this anti-government rhetoric that every government program would mess up a 2-car parade forgets about the people like Nick Lampson and his 5 siblings and his widowed mother being able to stand up and thank America and thank you for believing in him and believing that he was worth investing in. We got to go back to an effective government and an effective economy working together. This idea that every government program would mess up a two-car parade, and every tax cut for a millionaire is by definition good is simply factually not true. And by the way, don't you think these Tea Party guys are funny? For people that hate government as much as they claim to, they sure spend a lot of time and money trying to get hold of it, don't they? And if I hated something as bad as they hate government, I believe I'd just leave and walk away from it. It is funny, you got to admit, right? Our party has a budget, they don't have one. They say, trust us, we hate this debt. Where's your budget? We'll show you after the election. Now look, you just have to decide what kind of country you want. You have to decide whether you want to build on this progress that's been made. The other side, they're up there promising you 12 million jobs. You know why they're promising you that? Because two independent economic firms in the last month have projected that if we don't mess up what's been done, the economy will produce 12 million jobs.